Hey, so I have somebody that's really close to me that was incarcerated, and you know, he could box, he could fight, and he didn't play. And I heard him and I heard somebody else say these words when they were in. They said, I had to think for people. And I was like, what does that mean? He said, well, there were people that would act crazy or act up or say certain things, and I had to keep myself away from them because if I didn't keep myself away from them, they're going to disrespect me and I'm going to have to hurt them. And then I'm going to be in here forever. So it was like a strategic thing, like to position yourself not to hurt someone, right? And that just stuck with me. And I thought about, our young people that are entering the trades. So you come from an environment where, like, don't play with me. And then we get on these jobs in the trades, and you have older men in position, older women in position that honestly they needle young people, or they'll say something that's out of pocket or may say something sideways. And the first thing that happens is, oh, I hear them say it all the time, I'm gonna slap the heck out of him if he say something to me, or I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that. And we play ourselves out of a position to learn a career that'll make you hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars. So my challenge to you this morning is to learn how to think for people. Now, how do you think for people? In the real world, in the work world, be careful how you respond and take a minute before you respond. I can use an example in my own life. A couple of days before Christmas, I worked for this company, and there was a guy that I was really close to. It was a mentor, but he was messing up at his job, and he got in trouble. And so he did a mistake and sent me to the wrong address. And when I got there, I was like, hey, this is the wrong address. And so he cursed me out over the radio in front of everybody. And I was pissed off because I was like, don't disrespect me. I drove my plumbing truck right to the gates of the place. I was like, where's he at? I put my finger in his face. I was like, hey, bro, don't you ever disrespect me like that. Next day, I was fired. 2 days before Christmas. No Christmas bonus to bring home to my kids. Now I bounced back and I got another job making $4 more an hour, but that wasn't the play. I played myself out of position. Sometimes, young folk, you gotta calm down. You gotta take back. You gotta take a step back, and you gotta think. Sometimes I've been quiet. Sometimes I've been quiet, and sometimes you just gotta be quiet for a second and think to see what they're trying to do. I had another instance where I had a boss try to purposely play me out of position. I didn't do some paperwork, and that boss overheard this young lady tell me, hey, Bakri, put your paperwork in, please, so we can get paid. So he came and got in my face. He was like, if you don't do your paperwork, you're fired. Then he told the young lady to get in my face, basically, and say the same thing. And she's looking at me and looking at him and like, what is going on? But he was the big boss. So she's like, Bakri, do your paperwork before you get fired. Then my homeboy that I was training, he from the streets. He told him to be like, tell him that he gonna get fired if he don't do his paperwork. And my homeboy looking like, if you ready to snap on him, we could just snap and be over. And I didn't move. I ain't say nothing. So I didn't say anything. And he was like, man, you gotta do your paperwork. I'm gonna tell y'all the rest of the story. This is good. I'm gonna tell you the rest of the story. This is good. So that guy that did that to me, he embarrassed me. I wanted to slap the heck out of him, but I had kids to feed. I was married at the time. I had a wife and children that I was responsible for. So I couldn't just go off on him and hit him. Now I could have, right? But I would have played myself out of position. So fast forward, a month and a half later, he retires to go help his wife in her business. I end up getting elevated to a plumbing manager's position. And then when I leave that company, I'm doing consulting and I'm teaching for like a major company. So I walk into like the biggest plumbing company in the DMV on the residential side. I don't want to name names. I walk into that company and I'm about to get a check for like $11,000 to teach like 25 people, a one-day session, $11,000, a business I created just helping people get their license. I'm in a suit. I look amazing. I smell good. The owner's a millionaire. He comes to give me a check. He's like, here's some coffee. Here's something. And who comes walking around? That same guy who tried to play me out of position in a uniform and was just shocked to see me. And he was in the uniform because he was doing low-level training people on how to do uniforms. And after I did my presentation, he said, we should link up and work together like he never played me. God will fight your battles for you, man. Now, let me say this just so that you get the gravity of what I'm trying to say. If I would have smacked that guy out, then I wouldn't have got the position of plumbing manager and really learned how to run $1 million plumbing organization. If I would have smacked that guy out, my homeboy that was from the streets, well, eventually he came to work for me with a company that I opened, and eventually he got his journeyman's, and eventually he got his master's, and now he is an inspector for a major jurisdiction. Well-respected guy, got love for him. We grown now. We know how to move in these streets. And the young lady, she came to work for me and she turned my office around. And we got to work together for a while and do great things. If you play yourself out of position early, you can miss it, man. I've been able to make millions of dollars in plumbing, and I've been able to help people and bless people because I was humble enough to just wait a minute and take a beat and not react. And I'm begging you, bro, to learn how to think for people. Don't always overreact because, man, God will put you in positions and you'll look back, man, and you'll be like, man, wow, these people really didn't matter. But so many people are connected to you keeping calm. So that's what I got today. Hope y'all enjoyed it.